Hey, this is Ramsey Faraj with Delmar Mortgage. You're at the Top Agent Achievers podcast, where we share success strategies and stories from agents and what they're doing in the market today. I'm here with Susie Jednick. Right. There's a Y in it, but the Y is silent.
Right.
Why is it silent?
I don't know why it's silent.
Why the Y is silent? We don't know.
Polish,
we don't know why. It's
so
Polish.
My husband's
It's just
Polish.
so we'll blame him.
Right.
It's your husband's fault.
Right.
See, I'm married, so everything's my fault. So I completely can relate to that 100%. Automatically, it's my fault. So, so you're with Premier Realty Group, right? And you've been there how long?
10 and a half years.
That's your whole career?
Right.
Wow.
All with Premier.
That's unusual.
It's a great company. What can I say? There's no reason to leave.
That's awesome.
It's a great company. It's right in Trenton. And
okay.
Yeah.
Well, it must be, because it's very rare I'm talking to an agent and they've been somewhere that long. Their whole career. I mean, it's almost never. So that's a testament to Premier Realty Group and the leadership there. That's awesome. So we're going to just chat a little bit today about kind of what you do in your business. So what would you say is like something that your clients would say they love about working with you, Susie?
I would say my responsiveness. I look at my phone way too much. I'm always on my phone. I respond really quickly to any questions. I always tell them that no question is a silly question. And probably my patience. I'm pretty patient with my clients. I have one family that I've been working with for going on 3 years now.
Wow, these are home buyers?
Home buyers.
How many houses have you shown them so far?
You would think it was in the 50s, 60s, but it's not. They ask for seller's disclosures right away. They drive by the house. They do their research before we even go in. So I'm enjoying working with them. It's really not a problem. So I guess I would be classified as patient.
Well, I think right now, too, in the market we're in, it does take some time for people to find that right house, or a lot of times they might get outbid on a home. There's a lot of people searching for these homes, and I think a lot of agents maybe give up on people a little bit too quickly, and part of that, the other testament I think is that you've kept them kind of engaged that long, like they haven't given up. Right. Is there any tips you have for other agents maybe, and how to maybe keep their clients from giving up? Because I think that's happening to a lot of
the clients.
Yeah, the clients say, I'm going to stop looking. I got outbid on 3 houses. I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stop looking for a while.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I have a quote that I use for a lot of my clients, and it's a Wayne Gretzky quote, but it's
the greatest.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I believe that. I mean, I have a client a couple right now, they cannot do an appraisal guarantee. They can only afford what they can afford.
Sure.
And yes, we might get outbid on these crowd pleaser homes, but I believe that you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and if we don't make an offer, we'll never get a house, right?
100%.
So, yeah.
One thing, and one thing I've kind of learned over the years is I'm talking to clients, what I like to do is, even when I'm pre-approving someone, right? I'll ask them, so it's not just so much, everyone, the numbers, and I need your income and your pay stubs, but it's, why do you want to move? And everyone has their own story, right? It might be they're sick of an hour commute. It might be they had a baby and they need more room. They need another room, right? It could be a variety of reasons. So that way, as maybe they're getting a little discouraged, sometimes a few weeks into the process, they might have lost a house. I can kind of remind them, hey, remember how great it's going to feel when you're in that school district and you're taking your kid to the first day of school. You're taking little Joey or whatever their name is, right? Just to help remind clients, because it is worth it, right?
Yes.
But sometimes, if we don't take the time to find out why they really want to move and what's their why, we can help them to kind of maybe stick in it long enough to find that house.
Right. I mean, you have to be sympathetic to their needs, and it's such an emotional time in their lives. You have to be sympathetic and empathetic to that.
Sure.
And reminding them that this is the process we have to go through to accomplish this goal.
Okay.
And so it's not always fun, it's not always easy, but we're going to get there.
So one thing I talk to agents about a lot of times is that you really should have a niche or something you try to focus on, because everyone sells real estate, right? So how do you set yourself apart if you're just like, hey, I sell homes, use me? Do you sort of have a niche that you try to go after?
Early on I thought niches were silly because we're selling to everyone, but first-time buyers are always my favorite for a lot of reasons I won't even go into, but you can imagine just the excitement and educating them on the whole process of home buying, because very often they don't have a clue. But I've sort of fell into a niche of helping families sell homes on behalf of an estate or a trust.
Okay.
I've sort of fell into people selling rental homes when they want to get out of the landlord business, vacant land. So that's sort of, I'm sort of in that niche a little bit. But of course, I love working with all buyers and all sellers. So, it runs the gamut.
All right. So, and the cool thing about that is, you could start even putting out videos and content to people saying, hey, if if you're dealing with an estate, and you're not sure what to do next,
Right.
and there's certain concerns that people in that situation have
Right.
that a traditional seller is not going to have, right?
Right.
So by niching in that and really studying and knowing what people are thinking, what objections they might have or concerns or fears,
Fears,
right? Fears,
usually,
really.
yeah.
You can really help people in that niche, and I
Right.
think that's something that a lot of agents miss.
Yeah.
Is, hey, like, if you want to be everything to everybody, you're going to be nothing to nobody,
Nobody.
right?
Right.
So, and it doesn't mean you can't do other transactions. It just means when you're out there, on social media or talking to people, it gives you something else to talk about except just simply, oh yeah, I just sell homes.
Yeah, sold, just
Right.
sold.
Just sold.
Just
Here's
sold.
another one.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, but
Right.
hey, if I know there's someone who has an estate situation and I'm seeing your content about that,
Yeah.
the first person I'm thinking about is Susie.
Right.
And that's the best thing for the client
Yeah.
because you know the kinds of issues they deal with, right?
Right.
It's kind of like with me in the mortgage side. Sure, if someone wants to go and build a brand new house and do a construction loan, I could do it, but I don't specialize in it.
Yeah.
So am I the best person
Right.
for that?
Yeah.
Or should I refer to one of my friends that's what they focus on?
Yeah.
Right? Because it's in the best interest of the client.
Right.
Right? Make sense?
It's all about serving the client,
100%.
Right.
Awesome. Okay, so I had another question here.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that you think that's made the biggest difference for your business in helping you to get more clients over the years? Is there a resource, a tool?
Oh, yeah. Well, Ramsey, hands down, the iPhone. I mean,
Sorry, you Android people.
Yeah, well,
I'm sure the Android is
smartphone,
fine. I think it's
smartphone.
wonderful.
Right, yeah, no offense.
People get very serious about their phones and the
sorry.
Android iPhone.
Yeah.
You got to be careful.
I've
We
always
don't want to
been-
offend anyone, right?
No.
Okay.
Equal opportunity
Yes.
here.
Don't cancel me because she just said iPhone. All right, there we go.
Yeah. No, I've always had an iPhone.
Me
so,
too. Me too.
Okay.
Me too. Shh, don't talk.
I've written offers on my iPhone and sent it. It's impossible to not love everything that you can do on an iPhone with
Or a smartphone.
or a smartphone
Right.
in regard to real estate.
So, I mean, you could do seller net sheets.
You can
right?
do seller net sheets. You can, of course, the calculator. My 8th grade teacher told me I'll never walk around with a calculator my whole life, and I proved her wrong. So,
Right.
you can. What can't you do? I mean, we had a little glitch this morning, and we were able to Google it and find out. I mean, it just hands down.
It's really transformed how we do
How
our
we work.
business.
How
And
we
the
do-
fact of the matter
right.
is you have to be mobile. You have to be
Right.
able to be out with clients, and if they want answered questions, you want to be able to get answers for
Right,
them, right?
right.
I mean, you can even pull up pre-approval letters.
yeah.
I have an app that I can share. You can share, and it's
Right.
got mortgage. There's all kinds of tools out there for
Right.
people. And it reminds me also, though, like there's been a shift really in how, and I want to touch on this a little bit too, and how people find people to work with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like in the past, let's say we're friends, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, I want to know of a good steakhouse in the area, right? Let's go eat, right? Well, what are you gonna do? Let's say we're out of town at a hotel. You're gonna probably go up to the front desk and ask them,
Right.
right? Or even if you have a friend, they say, oh, the so-and-so place is the best. Well, you probably would have just went there. But now that's not how it works anymore, right? What does
Right.
everyone do? We immediately grab our phone and we're looking up reviews. We're looking up information. We're researching down. Everyone's a lot more educated, right?
Right.
So that's why it's important to have a presence online,
Yeah.
right, as an agent.
Yes.
It's important to get content out there, doing things like we're doing now, because otherwise people are going to look you up. And if I have agents I talk to, and I go Google their name, I can't find them.
Yeah,
I can't find their
secret
phone
agent.
number. See, right? You don't want to be a secret agent,
Right.
And I think clients want to know that you're making the effort
Right.
to educate people, and that's why it's so important to do videos like this and to get out there and share your message. So,
Right.
another quick question for you.
Yeah.
Anything like ever really crazy or funny happen to you when you're out, either, I don't know, doing real estate? Any funny stories you would like to share?
Yeah. One time it was pretty early on in my career. I was showing a house, and we had a showing, we had an appointment. I opened the lockbox. I went to open the door, and I was met with a dog's nose, like right close, to my head. Scared the what out of me, and we closed the door. We never went back into that house. I called the agent. Yeah, that was freaky, but I'll never forget when my husband and I were looking for a house. I wasn't an agent then, and the realtor took us into this house, and it was occupied, but we didn't know quite literally it was occupied. We went into a bedroom, and there was a woman sleeping in the bed. And,
really?
yeah.
As you're looking at the house, the agent showing the house,
She jumped
here's
up.
the bedroom.
Yeah, she jumped out of the bed.
Now, I
and-
hope she was wearing clothes.
She was wearing clothes,
I mean, this
yeah.
might be TMI,
Yeah.
but I get very hot at night, so
Yeah.
I'm not wearing
No, she
much
was
of
wearing
anything when I'm
clothes.
sleeping.
But the worst part is, and I don't even know if my husband remembers this, but she jumped up and she said, "John?" She knew my husband.
It's never a good thing when you're like in a bedroom and another
No,
woman's there and
no.
knows your
No,
spouse.
they went to school
I
together.
know, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
they
That's
went to
what are the
high
odds?
school,
It's
so what
it's
are
a
the
small
odds?
world,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
That is
I
crazy.
know. So, anyways, I'll never forget that. I've
Oh.
never had that happen as a realtor, but I have been met with a huge dog at the door. So that was scary, but
Right.
that's about it.
See, I love dogs, so I
me
don't get
too.
scared of many
Yeah.
dogs, but you never know, right? Because dogs are very protective
Right.
of their like territory,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you know,
Right.
you got to be careful,
Right.
For sure.
But as an agent,
You're not expecting this giant dog.
No,
to
you
be-
wouldn't. But also, where's the breakdown here? We had a showing appointment. How did the seller not have the dog out of the house or caged or whatever? So,
Sure.
anyways,
So another question for you.
Yeah.
So let's say we just transported you to the other side of the country right now, and I dropped you in there and you didn't know a single person.
Yes.
And you're a real estate agent. I'm like, Susie, Jednick with your silent Y,
yes.
go sell real estate. What's now that you've been doing this a long time, and now thinking about we all say as we get older, gray hair here, I wish I'd known back then. If I'd known what I know now, I would have made these same mistakes, etc. So what would you do, or what would you tell newer agents if they're just plopped in an area? How do you go and attract clients? Because you can help them, but
Right.
what do you do to get yourself out there?
I would probably look for a really fun community. Start making videos of you in the community, in a coffee shop or a restaurant, and announcing who you are and what you do, and just getting your name out there that way. Join community Facebook groups. Just a suggestion.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
One thing I think about too that's I think underutilized is there's something called meetup.com. So Meetup is in I think every city pretty much, and there's all these groups who are meeting and they want you to come. There's brunch groups, dinner groups, real estate investment groups, all kinds of
Are they
groups.
around here?
They are.
I'm not familiar.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Really?
In fact, I tell agents this all the time. Go to meetup.com, see what events and groups are in the area, and start going, right? Because now, if you want to expand your sphere of people who know you,
Yeah,
right?
right.
What a better way to go to events where it's in person? Because
Yeah.
everything seems like it's always online right now, right?
Right,
So
right.
Meetup's kind of cool. It's using technology to meet face to face with people, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then the other great idea that I think is that why not, once you kind of go to a few meetups and get a feel for it, you can start your own meetup group.
Oh, right.
Right?
That's a great
And
idea.
it's about things you enjoy. Like, let's say you're a foodie
Right.
and you love whatever. You start, like, I know an agent actually has a brunch club, right?
Oh,
and
cool.
every, it's like, I don't know, I get dragged to it. Like, to me, it's just spending money, so I don't like it. But, I get, and my wife's into it, but we go to this brunch and like it's a great way for I know she's the agent. I know she's in charge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're running something, you have sort of more sense of like people want to get to know you better.
Sure.
It's a great way to expand your sphere.
Right.
So see, I taught you something new. So check out meetup.com.
I'm going to.
And I bet you today there's a meetup right now going on today that you could attend that could help you meet new people.
Oh, that's
So
a great
pretty
idea.
cool.
Yeah.
So Susie, is there
Mm-hmm.
anything you think that I forgot to ask, or that we forgot to cover, or any advice you have for either clients or agents out there on what they can do to just be more successful?
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as agents, just look at it as a career. You made this choice as a career. It's not a job. And if you worry about your gas gauge going down every time you're showing a house down in Allen Park or wherever, this is not a job. It's a career. So don't look at it like that, like you're wasting time showing houses or running around getting clients. They will come, as you gain experience and find your niche and just get confidence with experience. It'll come. So
Sure. So in other words, like everything you're doing, right? Even if it's not successful right then and there,
right.
as long as you keep moving right forward,
Yeah.
it's helping you, it's educating you. There's something I've always, it's sort of an acronym, but it's called LIFE, right? And LIFE stands for learn, so you're learning things, right? So you're a newer agent, you might go to a class or you have a licensing, all that stuff, you're learning things, right? And then you need to implement. I is implement, right?
Okay.
You have to take action. If you don't take action,
Right.
nothing happens, right?
Right.
But then F is the part that throws people, it's fail.
Oh.
Most of the time,
Yeah.
you're going to fail.
Right.
Most of the successful people have failed a ton. They failed just way more times than you. That's why they're successful. Because what they've done is after they fail, they don't quit. They
Right.
they evaluate, what did I learn? What went wrong? How can I get better? By learning some more. And then guess what they do again? Implement again. And you keep failing at a higher level. That's the key. We're all going to have
that.
fail, right?
Yeah.
Fail your way to the top.
Right.
But again, like even light bulb, right? Edison. I mean, he failed like a zillion times with experiments, right?
Yeah.
If he had quit, then we wouldn't be here today doing this podcast because we don't have the proper lighting, even though we're
Right.
having some lighting issues today on the video.
Right.
Sorry about that. So, hey, appreciate you guys. Susie, thanks so much for coming and sharing a
Thank
few
you.
minutes with me. It's been a lot of fun.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time on the Top Agent Achievers podcast. Thanks so much.